Welcome to Not Entirely Unlike Tea with Christine Collins. Hey there, it's Christine Collins, and today we have this wonderful topic of decision fatigue, which is something that can really inhibit our success and our creativity without us even fully noticing that it's happening. And the tricky part is that every decision that we make, ranging from what we put on when we wake up in the morning to what we eat every day, which emails to prioritize or delete, which tasks to focus on first, which phone calls to make, and even which things we think about. Every one of those decisions begins to drain our decision-making capacity, which if we fall into all of them without a little bit of organization and systems, can leave us with very little left for the actual things that matter to us, that we want to focus on, our creativity, our projects, and the bigger decisions that are really important. So each one of these decisions requires cognitive resources, our prefrontal cortex, and we may make as many as 35,000 decisions every day, each one coming with a bit of a cognitive cost. As we deplete that mental energy, the ability to continuously make ongoing, strategic, rational, good decisions decreases. And of course, this is impacted by other things in the background, like how much sleep we've had, our emotional state, our overall energy and well-being, our physical health. And we have less and less capacity for decision making as the day goes on. So by the end of the day, we're probably making less and less good, strategic, rational decisions as we get more and more tired. And that's why sometimes when you're really exhausted, like at the end of the day, and you have to figure out food because it hasn't been sorted ahead of time, it's very tempting to just like order a pizza or something like that. So how do we manage and mitigate this? There are a lot of different strategies. One is reducing decision fatigue by repetitious decisions that are kind of automated in a certain system or way. So for example, having a particular set of outfits that you just always wear. So there's lots of ways you can do that. You can have like the same outfit in different colors. You can have the exact same outfit that looks the same every day, kind of like a uniform of your own personal style. And then there's zero need to make a decision about what to wear. That doesn't weigh in whatsoever. Same thing with food and meals. You can decide this is what I eat for lunch and package up a bunch of those, prep them for the week. Or if you need more variety, you can create slight variations on the same meal, or have a Monday meal, a Tuesday meal, a Wednesday meal to simplify things. You can also batch your tasks. So if you're doing something like recording videos or audios, doing a bunch of those sequentially, and then doing all of the editing at a separate time. Or if you're doing creative writing that needs to be edited later, separating out those tasks into batching. Even having like a system or a plan for what you do at particular times of the day so that there's a bit of a routine. And when we have routines, even though sometimes they can feel boring, having those in place reduces the need that we have to make a decision each time about what happens next. And there are lots of ways you can do this and get creative with it ahead of time so that it doesn't become boring for you. You can create the variety that you need depending on what you consider to be interesting. But making the decision ahead of time makes that particular day freed up in terms of that mental capacity for thinking and strategizing. It's also really helpful to plan your most important decisions early in the day. So if you know you're going to be deciding some big projects or making some big calls like pricing or something that has kind of longer term impact, choosing those things first and then leaving some of the smaller decisions that are only a short-term impact, saving those for the end of the day when you're more tired. You can also have tools and systems for decision protocols. For example, if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing something like branding, you can have a branding kit that encompasses your fonts, your colors, and any other noteworthy features of your imagery, your photos, your content, things that are going to be consistent and the same, so that you're always using the same set of tools and you don't have to think about it every time you sit down to create something new. And that can spill over into many aspects of your business, your brand personality, the type of tone that your content will typically take, having things like structures and formats for when you're creating things. So if you're creating podcasts or videos or blogs, newsletters, having a system where you do it the same way every time, so that each time you sit down to create something, you don't have to sit and strategically think through how to do each piece anew every time. Also, some decision ranking can be valuable, so assessing which decisions require 90 to 100% of your focus, whereas other decisions that are really much less important, perhaps you can just choose and then move on. Choose quickly and then move on. Give it 50, 60, 70% capacity, knowing that if you choose wrong, it's not going to be that big of a deal for that particular decision. And of course, doing what you can to support your brain and your cognitive capacity is very valuable. Getting enough sleep and rest, taking breaks, giving yourself brain breaks throughout the day, making sure you give yourself the opportunity to rejuvenate, using tools that support your brain functioning and allow your mind to rest, restore, and rejuvenate itself. Tools like hypnosis, yoga nidra, meditation are very powerful in terms of restoration of your mind and can even help to mitigate some of the decision fatigue or fatigue from lack of sleep or various other things that may be stressing you out. It can actually help to rejuvenate your brain and bring you a little bit back up to a fuller capacity afterwards. And of course, if you're interested in tools like that, I have a mindset membership, which includes hypnosis, yoga nidra, EFT tapping, meditation, and visualization resources. It's available 24/7 and on demand for a monthly membership, and all of that info is in the show notes for you. I hope you found this to be helpful, and I wish you the most magical and creative rest of your day. Thanks for listening. This is Christine Collins at transformcreate.com.